Hello everyone, my name is Maghfiroh. I'm a student from State University of Yogyakarta. On this occasion, I would like to present analysis of Frost's poem, Home Burial. Home Burial is a poem by Robert Frost that was published in 1914 as part of his collection North of Boston. The poem tells the story of a couple grieving the loss of their young child and their struggle to come to terms with their grief. The poem is written in blank verse, meaning that it is written in unrhymed iambic pentameter. The poem is structured as a dramatic dialogue between the husband and wife, and it begins with the husband standing at the top of the stairs looking down at his wife, who is seated at the foot of the stairs. The wife is crying, and the husband tries to comfort her, telling her that she should not cry so much. The wife responds by telling the husband that he does not understand what she is going through, and that he has no right to tell her how to feel. As the conversation continues, it becomes clear that the couple is struggling to find a way to communicate with each other about the grief. The husband tried to rationalize the death of their child, saying that it was God's will, while the wife accuses him of not caring about their child. The husband becomes defensive and angry, telling the wife that she is not being fair to him. As the tension between the couple grows, the wife becomes more and more upset, and she begins to talk about the burial of their child. She described how she watched as the coffin was lowered into the ground, and how she felt as if she were being buried along with her child. The husband tries to comfort her, telling her that she will get over her grief in time, but the wife responds by telling him that he does not understand what she is going through. In the final stanza of the poem, the wife becomes increasingly emotional and she accuses the husband of not caring about her or their child. The husband becomes defensive and the two of them continue to argue until the poem ends, with the husband walking out of the room and leaving the wife alone with her grief. Overall, Home Burial is a poignant and powerful depiction of grief and the difficulty of communication and understanding in the face of loss. It is a deeply moving and thought-provoking work that speaks to the universal experience of grief and the challenges of navigating loss and healing. Literary Devices Analysis of Home Burial Poem. Home Burial is a deeply emotional and thought-provoking poem by Robert Frost that explores the theme of grief, communication, and understanding in the face of loss. Through the use of literary devices and the powerful imagery, Frost brings to life the raw and complex emotion of couple grappling with the loss of their young child. One of the most striking features of Home Burial is the use of dramatic dialogue between the husband and the wife. This technique allows Frost to portray the tension and conflict between the two characters as they struggle to come to terms with their grief. Throughout the poem, Frost employs a number of literary devices to enhance the emotional impact of the dialogue. One such device is imagery, or the use of descriptive language to create vivid pictures in the reader's mind. For example, in the opening lines of the poem, the speaker described the husband's great gnarled hands and bank of moss, creating a vivid image of a man who is physically and emotionally worn down. Another example of imagery in the poem is the description of the wife's tears, which gather and run down her cheeks, evoking the image of a river or stream. This imagery serves to underscore the depth of the wife's grief and the emotional distance between her and her husband. Another effective device used in Home Burial is repetition. Frost repeatedly uses phrases such as "I don't know" and "you don't know" to highlight the sense of disconnection and misunderstanding between the husband and wife. This repetition serves to underscore the difficulty they have in communicating with each other and finding a way to bridge the gap between their different perspectives and experiences of grief. In addition to repetition, Frost also employs the use of antithesis to create contrast between the husband and wife's opposing viewpoints. For example, the husband tells the wife that she will get over her grief in time, while the wife responds by saying, "You don't know what I feel." This contrast highlights the different ways in which the couple is coping with their loss and the sense of disconnection that exists between them. Another literary device used in Home Burial is personification, which is used to give human qualities to non-human things. For example, the wife described the coffin as the little gray toes of her child, imbuing the coffin with a sense of life and human connection. This personification serves to underscore the deep emotional bond that exists between the wife and her child, and the sense of loss and grief that she feels at his death. The theme of communication and understanding is a central one in the poem. Despite their shared experience of loss, the husband and wife struggle to find a way to connect with each other and to express their feelings. This is exemplified in the wife's accusation that the husband has no right to tell her how to feel, and in the husband's defensive response that she is not being fair to him. In conclusion, Home Burial is a poignant and powerful poem that explores the complex and difficult emotions of grief. Through the use of literary devices such as imagery, repetition, antithesis, and personification, Frost brings to life the raw and complex emotions of couples struggling to come to terms with their loss. Thank you for watching my video. See you on the next occasion.